We are back. Welcome back to Jamie Reviews. I am James Michael, and today is a great day because I am finally able to give you my review on one of the shoes that I've been eyeing since last year. New Balance has finally brought us a new shoe in their Fuel Cell series. And you may have seen my Fuel Cell 5280 First Looks video, but today we have a counterpart to that shoe, the Fuel Cell Rebel. And as you can see, I got the face of the running warehouse to hop on the video with me. That's when you know it's real. And with no further ado, this is my review of the New Balance Fuel Cell Rebel. So starting off with the upper, you got a one-piece engineered mesh with trace fiber stitching going around the midfoot for added support. Now this upper looks great visually, but let's just start by saying that it does feel amazing too. For a shoe that's meant to be lightweight and nimble, it hits all the marks. And the mesh adapted to my foot to where there was no break-in period. Out of the box, it was good to go. Breathability was on point, and the overall stability was okay for what the shoe is. Last year's Fuel Cell Impulse seemed to be a bit unstable, and although the shoe isn't much better, it is definitely better than the Impulse. The heel cup is flexible for the most part, and it has a small internal piece to give it a bit of structure, while still maintaining a minimal setup. And surprisingly, I had no issues with the heel slipping. The overall setup of the upper is pretty basic, but everything just worked. Tying the shoe down for a snug fit was simple enough. The laces loop through these strands, and once they are tied, the shoe stays snug across your foot. Now I think New Balance is definitely holding it down when it comes to the uppers, and this one is no exception. Now the midsole is where the magic happens. You got a full-length Fuel Cell setup. Now not many New Balance shoes have this cushioning, and my only question is, why? The cushioning in this shoe provides the ideal feeling of what I would want in a performance training shoe that can still go the distance as a racing shoe. The ride is smooth for both Connor and myself. If you are a midfoot to forefoot striker, this becomes a fun shoe to run in. That extra bounce when coming off your midfoot is just so satisfying. The dual densities of the Fuel Cell gives the cushioning and the response that feels great from everything from a training run, a faster paced run, and of course racing. I mean, I even just wore it around town. It's one of those shoes that you wear and you kind of forget that you're wearing a shoe, which for me is the best kind of shoe. Less to think about while you're running. Now the outsole is pretty simple. You get some blown rubber through the midfoot area and a bit of rubber around the heel. I found the traction to work well in all conditions except for rain. For me, it felt a bit too slick on wet days, but none of my other friends who had the shoe had that problem. So it may just be me, but this is my review, so whatever. Now the unique thing about this shoe is the shape of the base. The shoe flares out toward the lateral side of the midfoot area, and then back towards the medial side near the toe. We were told that the shoe design was based off Jenny Simpson's foot strike and providing support in a way that our foot transitioned through her stride. Now I'm not Jenny, I am just an elite jogger, but it still worked for me. Now I will add that if you're someone who typically wears stability shoes, this shoe may not be your jam. If you do overpronate, this shoe will most likely be a no-go. This is very much a shoe for a neutral runner with an overall efficient stride. Now I think this shoe may be one of those shoes that no one really expected to be as good as it is. It is designed for performance that could go from a 5K race probably all the way to a half marathon if you wanted to. And to me, the versatility in this shoe is well worth the $130 US. And for me, this shoe will probably be in my top 10 at the end of 2019.
Impressive.
So Wendy out here.
What was that?
I said, subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up, or I'm quitting YouTube. If this video don't get at least 5 likes, I'm quitting. Alright, what's good everybody? It's your boy James Michael with a post-review review. Now typically I would have the person that was in the review, which would have been Connor, to do the post-review with me, but given the time that we had when I was out there, we just had too much going on to stop and do a whole sit down review. So I'm gonna give you my tidbits, my extra thoughts, my insight that I may have or may not have covered in my review. The Fuel Cell Rebel. So I wanted to make sure that before I review this shoe, I gave it enough time to really grasp it, think about it, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like everyone else. I get hyped for stuff. But what I didn't want to do was review the shoe while I'm still hyped, because sometimes when you're hyped, you say things like best shoe ever, shoe of the year, you don't want to be too hasty. Let it kind of settle in before you get too hyped about it. So I think I've had the shoe for I had it a little bit early, 5 weeks, 4 weeks. give or take. I was in the shoe a lot. And the more I was in the shoe, the more I actually liked it. Like I said, it's one of those shoes that once you wear it, you don't think about wearing it. It just fits. Like, I don't know what New Balance is doing, man, but they're killing the upper game. Like, I'm not a big fan of the 890, but that knit upper was top notch. This mesh, jacquard mesh, whatever you want to call it, it's amazing. Like, I hope they use this upper for other things, like, soon. I don't hope that they don't just, like, get rid of this for a one and done. They need to keep this going. I want to see a Rebel 2, but I'm going to enjoy the 1 for right now. Flexibility, I mean, it's not the most flexible shoe, but it's definitely enough in the toes to kind of give you that little spring off. But yeah, man, this shoe's fast. Like, even when you're not going fast, you just feel fast about wearing it. And that's the best kind of shoe you can have. Like, I'm slow, but I feel fast. Durability wise, I mean, obviously the bottom of the shoe is gonna be a little dirty because it's exposed, but it works. Like I said, the tread on it works. It's just not the most stickiest. I mean, it's kind of slick in itself, but it is a road shoe, so maybe not do anything too crazy. Like, it's not gonna be your wet range shoe. It's not gonna be your trail shoe. It's gonna be your high performance shoe. I would say something like, it could be a trainer like a Kinvara, like a lightweight trainer, but it can also be a racing shoe. It can also be a daily trainer. It kind of fits that mold of a lot of things. The main thing is you gotta make sure that the shoe works for you. I was talking to Vinny Ray earlier, and she loves the shoe. It's about how it feels, but it's just, she overpronates. And if you're someone who overpronates, this shoe just does you no justice. So I will say that. This is one of the shoes that is not perfect, but it's perfect for me, if that makes sense. So I want to give it the review knowing that I like it a lot for me, but I can see it not being the best for everyone. But if you're someone who likes shoes that I like, you'll probably love this shoe. But yeah, if you're interested in this shoe, I will leave the links down below. It's been a while since I've done a review, but just know, you can probably see right here, I'm cooking up some reviews right now, a few, because you know, I may not have been on the YouTubes, but I've been running in a lot of shoes, so that doesn't stop. You know, as an elite jogger, we always jog, no matter what. Unless it's like really cold outside. But I'm in Texas, so it doesn't get really cold outside. But it gets really hot. That's beside the point. Well, with that said, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, dislike, I don't care what you do. But more importantly, stay in school, don't do drugs, and if you can, keep it tight.